All right, Echelon Capital. What's going on, YouTube? Everybody like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, today I'm gonna just go over removing hard inquiries from your credit report using the Better Business Bureau. All right, or BBB, Backdoor Method, Dispute Method, whatever you want to call it. If you have hard inquiries on your credit report, if you have over four, then it generally looks like you are shopping for, actively shopping for credit. A lot of lenders don't like that. I made videos about this before, so you can check my page, for videos about why hard inquiries are not good for your score, but it can make you look like you're thirsty for credit. So, anytime you apply for any credit product, you receive an inquiry on your credit report. Okay, there's two types of inquiries: there are hard inquiries and there are soft inquiries. All right. Some credit products they only have to lightly pull your credit in order for you to get approved for, which is called a soft inquiry or a soft pull. Okay. So, they're just taking a glance at your credit report. Okay, cool. Then you have hard inquiries, which are more formal applications, where if you apply for a line of credit or credit card or something like that, when you apply, that inquiry is a hard inquiry. It's a hard check, a hard look at your credit profile anytime. All right. So anytime a lender does a hard inquiry, they're checking your credit report for everything. So this is one of the ways we can remove hard inquiries from a credit report. Okay. You might want to do this if you're looking to, apply for anything in the future. Okay. A lot of times on your credit report, what you want to do is look at it and you want to look at the hard inquiries that are attached to open accounts. So if you apply for a credit card and you get approved, that hard inquiry that you receive from applying will be attached to an account that is open. That will be your account, which is your primary trade line on your credit report. I made a video about primary trade lines before. If you want to know what that is, this is a credit report in your name. Need more information, look at the past video. So I just wanted to give you like some background on that. If you have any inquiries on your credit report that are attached to open accounts, you generally want to keep those, especially if it's an account, that's in good standing, low utilization, good credit age. You want to keep that. Okay. You don't want to remove that from your profile. But on the other hand, if you have accounts that you may have applied for something, but you didn't get it, or you didn't get approved, or maybe you got denied, or maybe you just didn't decide to take the product, then that inquiry is an inquiry that is not attached to an open account. You need to dispute that and remove that from your credit report. So the Better Business Bureau is one way. I call it a backdoor method because not a lot of people really like do it that much. I'm gonna give you the time frames. This typically takes everything off within about 8 to 10 days. All right, guys. So you're looking at about a week and some change, maybe up to 2 weeks, but it should definitely work for you within less than 2 weeks for sure. I know my average, once again, is about 7 to 10 days. All right. So let me just get into it. Okay. So when we want to do this, we just click this first one right here. All right. Where you say, I want help resolving a problem with the business. Okay. Then you click start complaint. All right. And then you'll type in the credit bureau. Okay. So if it was Experian, then you'll just type in Experian. All right. And then you'll see all this. Um, I don't think it really matters which one you put in. I know the Experian headquarters is this one right here, the PO Box 9556, Allen, Texas. If you would like, you can do a quick search on Google or ChatGPT to look up the corporate addresses or addresses they receive compliance. If you would like, and you can just use that one that has that address. So you go here and it's going to say, is this about any buyer's remorse or stuff like that? You're going to say no to above to all these questions. You don't even have to read it because like I already told you to say no to it. And then we just say no to all this right here. All right. Because there's no to all that, right? None of that is applicable. All right. Next thing you want to do is you just want to put in your personal information. Okay. I am John Doe, blase, blase, blase. All right. So I'm not going to pull this up right now because I got a lot of client information because obviously Upper Echelon Capital, we do credit repair, a lot of client information. If I click any of these boxes, it's going to be all these different fields pop up, okay? So I can't do that. However, I will pretty much tell you the process from here on out, okay? So you're going to do that. You're going to put in the complaint. And the next thing that they're going to do is you want to make sure you have access to your email, okay? Because they're going to send you like maybe two to three confirmations on your email, just where you have to go in there and confirm that you're the one that was writing the complaint. Okay. And you're going to just input it in some little text box. All right. They're going to have a text box that says, you know, let us know below that this is you who authorized this complaint. Okay. And you're going to put it in a little text box. Okay. Then last thing that on here too that you want to do is when it says review and submit your complaint, that when you get to that part, you're going to put in that your relief that you want for it is just going to be a change or an update to your credit report. Okay, it will have that option available for you, and you just say correction to credit report. All right, there will literally be that box, and you'll put that is your desired resolution because you want to remove hard inquiries from your credit report, meaning you're correcting a mistake on your credit report or a mistake that you think is there. All right, you don't think these inquiries are yours, right? So it is a correction to a credit report. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do that. And that's pretty much the process, okay? So I'm gonna pretty much give you a timeline. When you begin this, all right, let's say you submit the online complaint. Usually within a few hours, they're gonna send you an email telling you to go in and verify that this is you. All right. Then they're gonna send you another email, pretty much saying that they sent the complaint out to the credit bureau. Okay. Then the next thing they're gonna do is within maybe a week after that, they're going to go ahead and just tell you that they have correspondence, and the correspondence will be that they removed the hard inquiries. All right. So it typically takes about 7 to 8 days on average. All right. Give yourself up to a 2 week timeline for this, though. Okay. Because holidays and other shit that can happen. All right. So this is a way where you can remove, hard inquiries from your credit report. Okay. I cannot sit here and say I've used this for collection accounts or any type of other accounts on credit reports. All right. I don't want to lie about my process. That's not what I do. But for hard inquiries on your credit report, all right, let's say you're in the middle of a funding sequence, you need to get your inquiry count down so you can get more lines of credit or business credit cards, things of that nature. It might be really, really important for you to get some shit like this done ASAP. Okay. Now, I'm going to also give you another backdoor method that I love using as well, especially it's a good combination to online disputing. Okay. Whether it's CFPB or BBB, right? Um, I know for BBB, especially as well, when it comes to these inquiries, if it's going to TransUnion, and it's going to Equifax, okay, the good thing that I like is that when they give you that, when they send you that notification later, that they have already sent the correspondence off to the credit bureau, which is usually like damn near the same day. Like you'll usually get it later that night. Okay, you can call in now to the credit bureau, and let me tell you why. Because any online submission of a complaint, all right, about anything being corrected on a credit report, if it goes to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, which are privately owned organizations, according to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, that does count as a dispute. Okay. Which means that you submitted a dispute that same day and it was received by Experian that same day for the most part. Meaning you can call in the next day, you can go ahead and speak to a fraud department supervisor, and then you can simply just tell them, hey, there are inquiries on my report that I didn't recognize. I already submitted a complaint online with the Better Business Bureau. These are the inquiries. You need to remove them now. All right. They'll be able to go into their system and they'll be able to find that online complaint that was filed. All right. And then from there, they'll be able to process it and remove those hard inquiries off your report. Okay. So if you really want your process to be like a 48-hour process for real, when it comes to TransUnion and Equifax and removing inquiries, you got to make sure that not only are you willing to file the online complaint, that you're willing to call into the credit bureau the next day or whenever the Better Business Bureau alerts you that they've sent the complaint off to the credit bureau. All right. Because when you call in and you get on the phone with these people and you let them know you already submitted some shit online, it's like, oh shit, well, I have to process it now because there is in my system, they already submitted it. All right. According to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, if you see something on your credit report, you don't recognize it, and you want it to be removed, unless they provide a method of verification or a contract attaching that inquiry to you, they have to remove it. Okay. It's just the law. You know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and call in. All right. I would file online and then call in the next day or the day after. Okay. If you get a shitty representative, just try to be as nice as you possibly can. All right. I know that'd be hard because they'd be fucking up a lot of stuff in people's credit reports. I get it. Right. But try to be as nice as you can. If a rep wants to like be a piece of shit or give you a hard time, hang up, call back. All right. And this is another way that you can get stuff removed very, very quickly. All right. So that's pretty much the video today. All right. If you want me to like go and dealt with you and stuff like that, some people need like one-on-ones when it comes to this type of shit to know exactly what I put in for every little field for doing stuff like this and advanced credit repair techniques and stuff like that. All right. You can actually go ahead and find my group mentorship and my one-on-one mentorship on my website. All right. All that information will be below in the description of this video. Okay. And yeah, if you need help with anything regarding, credit repair, business funding, fixing a banking history, all right, stuff like that, these are some of the things that we specialize in. All right. So you can go ahead and check everything out on the website. But I wanted to put up this video so people can understand, like, you know, how to use this method to remove hard inquiries on your credit report, right? And if you find value in this, just like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because I have a lot more that's going to be dropping, pretty much within the next few days as well. All right. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.